So some of you may have seen my other Riverdale video, which was the first animation I ever made, so yeah, it doesn't really hold up all that well, but basically in that video I said that I liked season 1 a lot, but when season 2 started, I couldn't really make it past like 3 episodes before I just kinda noped out of there. Now some of you out there told me that I should give it more of a chance, maybe watch a few more episodes or whatever before I make up my mind. And you're right, that's fair. Maybe I was too hasty, maybe my mind just wasn't in the right place, or maybe I was right the whole time. So, let's take a walk and let's see what season 2 has to offer. To sum up where we are, there's some mysterious dude named the Black Hood who's going around town doing some bad stuff. Archie takes this pretty seriously since his dad was the first victim and gets his football buddies together to start the Red Circle, which is basically just some like vigilante group or whatever. He puts up a video on the internet where he calls out Mr. Black Hood.
This is a message for the coward calling himself the Black Hood. You think you can attack us from the shadows, but Riverdale is a lot stronger than you. And we're not afraid.
Now the next day, the whole town is upset by this video, which strikes me as a little weird because nowadays kids in high school are trying to go viral on Instagram by just setting random stuff on fire. So I'm not really sure a video of Archie giving a campy speech would get a whole lot of traction, but then again, my campy video about Riverdale did pretty well, so what do I know? Anyway, this video starts to get people in trouble, so everyone else besides Archie decides to leave the Red Circle, leaving Archie to take the law in his own hands.
And then there was one. Which is what you wanted, right? You and the Black Hood, mano a mano, to the death.
While going around tagging random buildings, because I guess there's nothing a serial killer fears more than spray paint, Archie has a run-in with the Serpents, namely the toughest, roughest, rudest dude in the group, Sweet Pea.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
Back off, I'm not here for you.
Oh yeah? Then who's this message for, huh? Oh, hell. Don't tell me it's for the Black Hood. You believe this guy? People say we're the troublemakers. Whoa. Southside Serpent Country.
Now I know this is based on a comic book from the 40s or whatever. I get it, you're trying to hold to the source material as much as you can, that's fine, I respect that. But Sweet Pea? Really? He sounds like a lost character from My Little Pony. Hey Archie, you're on the wrong side of town. Now you got to answer to Sweet Pea, Pinkie Pie, and Twilight Sparkle. Anyway, Archie gets away by pulling out a gun. Yeah, that's a thing. And the Serpents aren't too happy about it. So later, they go to Archie's house to confront him, while he just so happens to be having a little get-together with the rest of the football team.
How stupid are you, Northsiders? You really think you can come to my house, stick a gun in my face, in front of my boys, and there wouldn't be any payback?
You have crap timing, bro. Bulldogs eat serpents for lunch.
And they end up having a mass brawl on a bridge, in the rain, in slow motion. Yes, this is a real thing that happens in the show. Yep. Now later on, Jughead decides to officially join the Serpents, and naturally has to go through the whole gang initiation process.
I am taking this seriously, Tony.
So, from the top.
What is the fourth law?
Yoga pants are not pants no matter how hard you want to believe, okay? I mean, you can wear them if you want to, but let's just stop kidding ourselves, all right?
What is the fifth law?
Just because you own a pair of Timberland boots does not mean you're a hiker, okay? So if you tell me you like hiking, you better be ready to walk 10 miles, all right?
What is the sixth?
Purposely waiting 10 minutes just to text someone back is dumb and superficial, and if I want to talk to you now, I'll gosh darn talk to you right now, okay? Well, the Serpents sound like a weird group, huh? Who knew they cared about so many pressing issues? Anyway, Jughead finally joins the Serpents, and right after, Southside High School, which for some reason just looks like every 80s sci-fi movie, gets raided by the police because too many kids are out there doing the jingle jangle.
Want to help her? You can't do that from the high bars, come on!
So this puts the Serpents in a sticky situation because most of them are the ones caught and put in jail. Now, one thing you need to know is that the south side of Riverdale has two rival gangs, the Serpents and the Ghoulies, because deep down, we're all third graders, aren't we? Apparently, the Ghoulies are the ones who are selling and distributing the JJ, but the Serpents are the only gang that the police seem to care about. So there's talk of these two gangs joining together to fight against the north side. But because the Ghoulies now outnumber the Serpents, it would really just be like a takeover, more or less. Jughead, naturally, is strongly against this and willing willing to do anything to make sure it doesn't happen. And I'm sure this will all be handled in a logical, believable way.
Me and my boy, I want to challenge you to a race.
Wait just one gosh darn minute here. This is a real serious thing that happens in the show.
Me and my boy, I want to challenge you to a race. If we win, serpents remain autonomous, and you quit dealing at Southside High.
And if we win?
We fold, and you can continue polluting the South Side with your little straws of death.
Some of you might be too young to remember this, but back in the 90s, there were lots of these movies like Heavyweights, for example, where a bunch of kids would have to win a go-kart race or a baseball game or something, and that would somehow save their after-school hangout spot or their summer camp or whatever. And that's literally what's happening in the show. All right, you tooly ghoulies, Pinkie Pie and I are gonna tell you how it's gonna be. You wanna take over our turf, you gotta fight for it. We'll race you down a surprisingly well-kept piece of road, and whoever wins controls the South Side. Well, I was gonna suggest that we play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but now I see you are very serious. Yes, a drag race does seem like a good idea to determine who will sell drugs and guns around town. Yes, this is clearly the superior idea. And then they have the race, and I just gotta bring up one last point here. Before the race starts, Cheryl, who by the way was nowhere to be seen when the whole drag race thing was decided, so like why is she even here? But whatever. Before the race begins, this happens.
I usually do the honors.
Not today, Cha-Cha. I was born for this moment. Engines warm and ready, gentlemen.
Okay, clearly you were not born for this because that was the most confusing go signal I've ever seen. Usually it's like when my hands hit the road or when the flag touches the ground or something like this. But what even is this? Do I go? Are you yawning? I have no idea what I'm looking for here. And in case you're wondering, no one actually wins the race. It was all just a trick by Archie to get the ghoulies caught by the police. So what's the point? So I made it further into the season like I said I would. And I'll be honest here. My opinion hasn't changed very much. I mean, before you had kids drinking mimosas for breakfast and all that, and now you have rival gangs hanging out in Edgar Allan Poe's basement, having street races. Like, what is even happening in this show? How is this real? But I'll say this, love it or hate it, there's no show out there quite like Riverdale. Hey, guess what? This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online community where you can learn skills. Hence the name. But really, they have over 17,000 classes, all taught by experts and professionals in their fields. It's all self-paced. You can study and practice as quickly or slowly as you need to. And all this for less than $10 a month. And really, seriously, they have pretty much everything you could imagine. You want to learn how to do animation? Well, here's a simple class from Isaac Ramos about how to animate using Krita. Now, if animation's not really your thing, but maybe you want to get into digital art, there's a class from Chloe Rose about that very thing right here. Maybe you want to get into filmmaking. Well, there's a class from Zach Mulligan all about storyboarding, scripting, cinematography, the whole bit. Or maybe you just want to start your own YouTube channel, but like you have no idea where to even begin, right? Well, Josiah Brooks from Draw with Jazza has his own in-depth series on how to start, what pitfalls to avoid, strategies, the whole thing. So use my link below in the description and you can check out Skillshare for 3 months for only 99 cents, guys. I mean, it's pretty cheap to begin with, but less than $1? I mean, come on. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good time. Hope everything's good for all of you. So this is my first video of 2018. Like I said in the last video, I'm gonna kind of slow things down a little bit. Throughout December, I put out like 2 videos a week, pretty much every week. And so I wanted to kind of slow it down, just kind of taking my time a little bit with things. You know, throughout December, doing 2 videos a week was kind of an experience. Sometimes the videos didn't turn out quite the way I wanted, but I kind of had to like, just be like, well, I mean, I have no time left, so I guess I'll just put it up, you know. But now I want to take things a little bit slower, do a little more detail, get things kind of closer to the way I want. But still, you know, do at least 1 per week. You know, if it turns out I get into a good rhythm, a good sort of way of doing things, a good flow or whatever, maybe I can do 2 a week sometimes. But, you know, I guarantee there'll always be at least 1 video, so I look forward to that. I see there's a lot of new faces around here, so thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining. Welcome to whatever this channel is exactly. I guess I'm animation now. You know, it's interesting because I did a whole ton of video essays and no one really watched them. And then as soon as I stopped doing video essays, everyone's now asking for video essays. What do you guys want? I have no idea. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Tweet at me. I try to respond to everything I get. And above all else, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.